Hello, my friends. I'm Terry David Mulligan, and this is. I decided just to come off with the title. I thought I'd call it a Zoomathon, but in fact, it's a cage match. It's a Critics' Choice cage match because every time the critics get together, whether it's Zoom or phone or a junket or whatever, that's all we talk about. Our film. We talk about other things like football games and things, but for the most part, we're talking films here for the next 30 minutes. If you ever wanted to know about the films that you have heard about and have not seen or are intrigued by, just know that the Critics' Choice Awards are happening Sunday, and Hillary is going to take us through the nuts and bolts of how that happens. It's on the CW. She's got all those details because Hillary Atkin in Los Angeles is the chair of the marketing division of Critics' Choice, LA based, writes for LA Magazine, Deadline Hollywood, and many others. Teri Hart is in Toronto, film critic Teri Hart. Hi, Teri Hart.
Hi, TDM.
I love your place, by the way. Bonnie Laufer, almost from the land of three named people, Sirius XM Radio, and the CH Morning Live. She is a film critic, of course. And Shawn Edwards in Kansas City's WDAF TV Fox, also on the board of directors of the Critics' Choice. But all of that aside, friends, the only things that really happen, that really matter, are the nominations. And there's so many of them. If you just want to get caught up, I know I'm doing all the talking, but I'm going to get out of the way. Oppenheimer has 13 bids, nominations. Poor Things, followed by Killers of the Flower Moon, an even dozen. Three films are joining Barbie for the Best Picture lineup of The Holdovers with 8, Maestro with 8, American Fiction with 5, Color Purple with 5, Past Lives with 3, and Saltburn with 3. Now, my first question to all of you is starting at the top of the page with Bonnie. What kind of year was it in the movie business for you? What do you think?
For me, I thought it was a great year for movies, to be honest with you. There was a lot to choose from, as you just said, TDM, that so many nominations for so many great films. You know, the best thing about Critics' Choice is that we get to nominate, 10 pictures in that category for Best Picture. And I think we kind of nailed it. I don't think there's anything that we really, really missed. We'll talk a little bit later about our favorite ones, but I thought there was a lot of diversity. I thought look, you can't ignore the Barbenheimer experience of the year. That was huge. Nobody expected that. I love that there was love for both films and that both sides supported each other, went to each other's films, encouraged everybody to get out to the theaters. So I think that was my favorite moment film-wise of 2023.
Teri Hart?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Barbenheimer, we actually had a phenomenon this year in Barbie, right? This is a movie that will go down in history as something that we talk about, how it changed the game. And I think what also is to be celebrated this year in terms of theatrical movies is we're back to making original movies. Oppenheimer is not from IP. Barbie, I know it's, IP from Mattel, but it was an original story. We've got an original story from Alexander Payne in The Holdovers. And we've got that spectacular Coleman Domingo performance, not only in Rustin, but also The Color Purple. So, I mean, I really think that it was a celebration this year of movies that we haven't seen in a long time. And I would be remiss if I didn't not recognize the absolute originality in Yorgos's Poor Things as well. So I think that audiences, critics, fans of movies were able to go to the movie theater this year and actually say, what am I going to see? What is going to unfold in front of me? And that is the excitement of sitting in those four walls with a bunch of strangers.
Thank you, Teri. By the way, Hillary, those were two opinions, of course, valued opinions from Toronto. You're in the middle of the vortex. You're in Los Angeles. Goodness gracious. Is it a different read for you for the film year of 2023?
No, absolutely. I wanted to point out that despite the strikes, which decimated the industry, first with the writer's strike and then the actor's strike, it was still an incredibly strong year for film. And I want to springboard off what Terry was saying. The originality of a number of the films is incredible. I'm thinking about Saltburn, Poor Things, American Fiction. They were the Holdovers. They were all so creative and showed such a diversity of talent and genre, aside from the Barbenheimer situation, which I personally loved. and seeing people get back to the theaters. I think all of us are big advocates of the theatrical experience. So it was absolutely thrilling. But just to see all these other films that we've nominated, I have to say, if I didn't love every single one, I highly enjoyed every single one of them. We have an incredible slate of 10 Best Picture nominees.
Okay, a word to my, thank you so much, Hillary. Word to my friend Shawn Edwards. Shawn, I know that you are under the gun that everybody's on deadline here today. If you depart, if you leave and all of a sudden we see it's just your wall, we'll understand. You don't have to.
That won't happen. That won't happen. That won't happen. But I will say, 2023, it was the year of the woman. I mean, come on, you had Barbie, which was a cultural phenomena, the biggest film at the box office, both domestically and internationally. So it's safe to say it was a global phenomena. I mean, you had the Taylor Swift movie, you had the Beyonce movie. I mean, those three movies alone saved the box office in 2023. It was also a really sneaky good year for Black film. You had movies like Rustin, American Fiction, They Clone Tyrone, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse. You had Ava DuVernay's Origin. You had The Color Purple. I mean, there were so many phenomenal movies. I even loved Jamie Foxx in The Burial. So it was a sneaky good year for Black film, but it was a phenomenal year for women.
Here's the thing, Shawn, is it enough that Black cinema is speaking and attracting Black audiences? Do they have to expand that audience? They have to keep going and widen their scope and their footprint?
Well, they have. I mean, you look at a film like American Fiction, I mean, across the board, it was critically loved. You look at a movie like The Color Purple, across the board, it was loved. I mean, Ava DuVernay's Origin, across the board, it was loved. Rustin, an amazing movie about the civil rights movement, across the board was loved. I mean, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, box office hit. I mean, these movies all are universal. And so that's why it's a sneaky good year, because they appeal to every demographic. The same way that, you know, Barbie and the Taylor Swift movie and the Beyonce movie, it just wasn't women going to see those movies. Those movies attracted men as well. I mean, they had a universality to them. That's why they were so successful. They couldn't be that successful if only women went to go see those movies.
Which is why I asked the question. Teri Hart.
Yeah, I would say, just to add to that, you know, American Fiction won the People's Choice Award at this year's, or at 2023's Toronto International Film Festival, which is often a bellwether for what goes on, what goes the distance, as we say in the business, through the award season. And we're seeing that with American Fiction. And, you know, Origins, Ava DuVernay's Origins also premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival, and we saw great success for that film there. So I completely agree with Shawn that is what we're seeing, is that what would have been originally kind of marketed and pigeonholed to like one demographic is having that global appeal and attracting audiences from outside of its core demographic and bleeding over. And that is to speak to the quality of the movies, right? That's to speak to the quality of what Cord Jefferson did in American Fiction, to what Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie did in Barbie. And I mean, I think that is... that's really, and you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention also Celine Song's Past Lives, which has been this sneaky little tiny movie that came out of Sundance that all of a sudden is on the tip of everybody's tongue of, have you seen it? Have you had that emotional experience? Because what she and Greta Lee do in that movie, she being the writer and director, Celine, and Greta starring in it, is, I mean, the seminal emotional experience for me this year at the movies.
Whew. I knew this was going to be fun. Okay, Hillary, before we start, I'm going to start with Best Picture in just a second, but just remind us about Sunday and how this is going to roll out on the CW.
Yes, 7 p.m. Sunday, the 14th of January. Chelsea Handler is our host for the second year in a row. Last year, she killed it. I guarantee there's going to be no Joe Coy criticism Monday morning quarterbacking of her. There may be a few, maybe not tasteful jokes in there, but she's going to do an amazing job holding down our 3-hour show. We have Harrison Ford as our Lifetime Achievement honoree. He's being presented by James Mangold, who directed him in his last outing as Indiana Jones. That should be amazing. And then Another incredible pairing we have that just announced today is that Margot Robbie will be presenting America Ferrera with the See Her Award, which recognizes excellence in female on-screen performances. So aside from everything else we have, I just think it's going to be an amazing show. Again, it's at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CW, but check local listings in your region to find out when you can see it live Sunday. I'm excited.
And for the Canadian audience, just know that I think Bonnie and Terry and I agree. We go to KTLA on our package, right? Or how do
do? We also, well, in Southern Ontario, you can get it on CHTV, the station that I
wonderful
talk about
wonderful
on.
I love the way it pops
no,
up.
I don't know about the rest of Canada, but yes, if you have a good package, a cable package, you can get it on KTLA and also the CW.
So wonderful. Shawn Edwards, I'm starting with you, buddy. Best Picture.
Best Picture at the Critics' Choice Awards this year will probably be Barbie. I mean, and it should be. I mean, but there's some stiff competition. I mean, you have Oppenheimer, and I'm not writing off the two little engines that could, the Holdovers and American Fiction. And then, I mean, you never know. There may be some last minute votes come in for Killers of the Flower Moon. I hope not, but you never know.
Okay,
Hillary. I'm on record. I hated that movie, so I'm on record.
Hillary,
same, Shawn. Same.
I hated that movie. I don't understand how people think it's a positive film for Native American. I don't get it, but you know, I'm
Hillary Atkin. Best
okay.
Picture.
You know, I'm going to respectfully disagree with Shawn. I'm kind of feeling like Best Picture is Oppenheimer's to lose. I feel like there's, you know, so many tailwinds at its back. But I think it is going to come down to, again, the Barbenheimer phenomenon, and it is going to be against those two. Mm-hmm. I would love to see one of the smaller pictures that we've been talking about win, but I don't think that's going to happen. Regardless of what's going to happen, it's going to be great. I know it.
Teri Hart.
Yeah, I'm saying Barbie. I'm saying Barbie, and not with any tongue in cheek. I'm saying Barbie with my full chest, because this is, as I said at the beginning of this chat, this is a movie that is a global phenomenon. This changed the game. This is going to change the kind of movies that get made in the future. This is going to change who gets to make movies in the future. This is not just a great movie. This is a movie that changed the business. And I feel like there's something terrible that is happening, and I worry that the great global success and financial success of Barbie is biting it in its butt. And that is what concerns me, that Oppenheimer could come through, because I believe Barbie deserves it more than Oppenheimer. And I will say my favorite movie of the year was Past Lives, very closely followed by Barbie.
Okay. Bonnie.
Well, look, I agree with everybody. I think Barbie might take it, or Oppenheimer. There's just no question about, you know, the trajectory of that. But I would love to see The Holdovers. I love that movie beyond belief. It made me feel good. It was so great to have that director and Paul Giamatti back together again. I mean, really, way too long since Sideways. We needed that reunion a lot sooner. Divine Joy Randolph is just, Rudolph, excuse me, it's Randolph, right?
Yeah,
Randolph.
Yeah, sorry, Randolph. Yeah, sorry. Just phenomenal. Newcomer, the kids, and that. I mean, everything was just so great about that film. I would love to see it sneak up, and I just love Paul Giamatti, and the fact that he took his Golden Globe to In-N-Out Burger just made me love him more.
I will say I love when a filmmaker comes back and makes me love them again. And I was so mad at Alexander Payne after downsizing, and so to fall back in love with him as a filmmaker and see him do something that I also love, Bonnie. Dominic Sessa is an absolute discovery, and the tone of that movie, right? I think that that's another thing we saw is a lot of these movies are balancing interesting, different tones.
I got to move
real quick. I do want to interject real quick. I don't believe that Barbie's been penalized because of his box office success. I actually think that helps. I actually think Barbie's been penalized because people of lesser intellect believe that that movie is just about a plastic doll. But it's a cultural phenomena that had a lot to say. And that's a really hard thing to achieve and accomplish. So I really wish people wouldn't think that way, but I think there are some people that think that it's just a movie about a toy.
Hey, Shawn, it is up for original screenplay.
You know? Yeah, I know that, but there's in my gut, I just feel that people aren't giving it the respect that it deserves. Because
there's a dismissiveness there for sure, Shawn.
Yes.
Thank you, friends. We're going to move along now, starting with Hillary, Best Actor. Let me get Bradley Cooper, Leonardo DiCaprio, Coleman Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, and Jeffrey Wright.
It's an incredibly strong category. The only other person I would have loved to have seen included, I don't know if any of you guys agree with me, is Nicolas Cage in Dream Scenario. Otherwise, I love the category. My personal favorite, Paul Giamatti, absolutely. And then secondarily, Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction, I thought was just spot on, perfect. I loved his performance. I saw both those movies twice, actually American Fiction 3 times. They all held up. They both held up. And anyway, I do think Cillian Murphy has a very strong chance of taking it. So I'd love to hear everyone else's thoughts.
Lonnie Laufer.
Okay, I agree. I think Cillian's got it, but I really want to see Coleman Domingo. I just want him to win. He is extraordinary. 3 films, major, huge films this year. Wait till you see him in Sing. I saw that at the Toronto International Film Festival. Blew my mind. If you think what you've seen him do this year already, just wait till you see Sing. I want Coleman Domingo so badly to win for Rustin, but I have a feeling, and Jeffrey Wright also, I agree with you, Hillary. I think he really totally deserves it as well. He needs his due. It's his time as well. But I just have this feeling we're going to see Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer.
Shawn Edwards.
Well, the Leonardo DiCaprio nomination did not age well, so he's not winning. But it did not age well at all. Because we consider ourselves like the Oscar prognosticators, but it did not age well. I would love to see Jeffrey Wright, but it's probably Cillian. But I would love to see Jeffrey Wright.
Wonderful. And Teri?
I'm saying Coleman. I don't think he will win. I think it is going to be Cillian. But in terms of, I really like to try when we're talking about the acting categories is really break out those performances from the movie. And Rustin was a good movie. It wasn't a great movie, but my goodness gracious, Coleman Domingo's performance as Rustin, as Bayard Rustin, was phenomenal. And to do that kind of performance in a movie that is good, not great, is even more exceptional, in my opinion.
Okay, I'm going to do Best Actress now. We got to go because we're not even halfway through yet. Hillary, you have done so many Zoom meetings this year. You know how this works. Sometimes the screen is filled with 20, 30 people. Everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to keep mine tight, Terry. The first thing I want to say about the Best Actress category, there's still controversy about Lily Gladstone on whether she's lead or supporting. I personally think she was a supporting actress. Her screen time was about maybe half the film. Most of that half, she was in bed. So much as I was thrilled to see a Native American actor win at the Golden Globes, and her speech was amazing, I can't get behind it because I think it was a supporting performance. It's just positioned as a lead. So I'll tell you, but I feel like she has a very good chance because of all these other circumstances surrounding that nomination. I'll tell you who I'd really like to see going back to Maestro. I thought Terry Mulligan was absolutely brilliant in Maestro. Emma Stone has tailwinds at her back as well. And I'm feeling like Critics' Choice may, if it's not Lily, may go with Margot for Barbie because she was the absolute most perfect Barbie you could ever visualize on screen.
Excuse me, Shawn Edwards, you shook your head there for a moment. I saw that.
Lily Gladstone, her name's already on the trophy.
Thank you so much. Teri Hart.
Nobody's skipping over, no organization skipping over that history.
Okay. Teri Hart.
Agreed. It will be, it should be Lily Gladstone. High mention also to Emma Stone, what she did in Poor Things, which is not one of my favorite movies of the year. But what she did with that performance was remarkable. But it will be Lily Gladstone.
Well said. Bonnie Laufer.
Ditto, like word for what Terry just said. That was just going to come right out of my mouth. But yeah, I'm rooting for Lily Gladstone. I think she's a brilliant actress, and I hope she gets it. But yeah, Emma did give us such a great performance in Poor Things.
Plus, okay. Lily went up. She went up to actress. It's not like she was a best actress lead who went down to supporting to win because it's easier. She went up where it's harder.
Right. For sure.
All the acting categories are tight this year.
this from a man, Shawn Edwards, who says he is a movie critic and he loves wine, and he does the both together would be good.
Yes.
All right. Best supporting actor and actress, starting with Hillary.
Okay, I'm going to start with supporting actor. Again, this is a really incredible category. And one performance I want to call out, I don't think he's going to win. I absolutely love Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction. We've never seen him play this kind of character before. I was just blown away by it. My personal favorite is Ryan Gosling in Barbie. I loved Ryan. He was the absolute perfect Ken, and
it was brave.
The Kens made the movie. Without the Kens, there would be no Barbie. I feel like, God, any one of these other men could take this category. I'm feeling like Critics' Choice is going to go with Ryan and add to the wins that Barbie's going to get. And Terry, if you want me to continue on to supporting actress, every single one of these performances grabbed me. America Ferrera's in Barbie, her monologue, it's one for the film history books. However, we are also giving her the See Her Award. And I think that this category will become a race between Danielle Brooks and Davine Randolph, both of whom were absolutely incredible in their roles. Again, just thinking about their roles, taking them out of the film they were in. Those two are my favorites, and I'm having a hard time deciding.
Bonnie.
I'm going to go with supporting actor. I would like to see Charles Melton for May, December. I really hated that movie with passion, but I really thought that he did a very subtle, my heart broke watching his performance in that. That was not an easy performance. I don't think he's going to win. I don't know. I think Robert Downey Jr. might grab it for Oppenheimer. He can never do any wrong as far as I'm concerned. The guy's a brilliant actor, so I'll just slam it down there. For Best Supporting Actress, I really, really do hope that Danielle Brooks gets it. I think she was absolutely spectacular in The Color Purple. I loved The Color Purple. I've now watched it 3 times. I could probably recite it line for line. I just think it's amazing, and I really want to see Danielle Brooks, but I think Divine is going to get it for The Holdovers, which I wouldn't be upset about either. I think she was spectacular.
Hey, Terry, what up?
Supporting actor, Ryan Gosling. Supporting actress, Divine Joy Randolph. I think that these are, the ship hasn't left the building, or it's in the middle of the
port.
Yeah, for both of these categories. I think that one of the things coming out of Barbie that a lot of people said were they felt terrible coming out of Barbie and talking about Ryan Gosling and talking about the Kens. I think that what he did there was a revelation. People associate him with being quite a serious guy, and he was obviously having some fun, and also had a big emotional part to play in terms of Barbie's trajectory. Divine Joy Randolph, again, is the emotional backbone, I think, of what we see in The Holdovers. It allows those kind of broad performances by Paul Giamatti and Dominic Sessa kind of level them out a bit by her kind of stalwartness and her emotion and her actual truth throughout the movie, which is heartbreaking. So those are my 2 picks.
Okay, Shawn?
All right, you got to, these things only work if you can create some viral moments. Critics' Choice Association, I was sort of leaning toward Ryan Gosling, but I think it's going to be Robert Downey Jr. And I want Robert Downey Jr. to win an Oscar because I want him to have that Oscar in his hand and be the last person to play a character in blackface who got no kickback. That'd be that'd be a lot of fun.
Nice.
That'd be a lot of fun. And
Okay.
Divine Joy Randolph's going to win because her character is cinematic comfort food.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. I'm going to stick with you. And we have to leave a couple of minutes because Hillary's going to wrap up with all of the information that everybody needs.
Okay. What category are we doing now?
Shawn, I'm going to stick with you with director.
Oh, that's so easy. Are you serious? Christopher Nolan, Oppenheimer is not even close.
I agree. For once, I agree.
I want it to be Greta, but I know how these votes, it ain't happening.
Okay, so sorry, I know you didn't call on me, Terry, but I'm jumping in here because that's what I do. I know I'm Canadian and I'm supposed to be polite, but we are talking Oscar, or we're talking Critics' Choice here. I am answering these questions based on who I believe should win. And I believe what Greta Gerwig did in terms of the tone and how many things. She directed a comedy, a drama, a musical, a socially relevant movie. It's all in there. Yes, Christopher Nolan made this opus. And yes, there are 16 courtroom scenes in Oppenheimer. But I am not, maybe 17. But what Greta did in terms of managing all of that is actually the best directed movie of the year, period, full stop.
I'll give you a message because she had to work with every shot. She had to talk it through. They had to live it. That was a lot of work.
But she's also the winner of Best Director should also be the person who directed a film that no one else could direct, and that is Greta Gerwig, but she's not winning.
Bonnie?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Shawn on that. I agree with everything Terry just said. I think Greta did a tremendous job on Barbie, and it was a movie I was not looking forward to. And I was, happily surprised when I saw it. But I really do think that Christopher Nolan is going to walk away with Best Director. I think it's his time. And I'll stick with that.
What do you think, Hillary?
I would love to see Greta win. I mean, she's the first female director who's helmed $1 billion plus picture. And as people have said here, she had, so many plates spinning. She had to direct a musical, a drama, a comedy. I love her. But I also think Christopher Nolan is going to take the directing prize. I just want to say one more thing about our category. We have 6 nominees. 5 of them have been nominated for Directors Guild Awards, and the other one is Bradley Cooper for Maestro. So I don't think he has a shot.
Thank you. Now, I have to leave a couple of minutes for Hillary. So here's the deal. I'm just going to throw this out. Original screenplay, which is important to me. It's one of the categories that I always look for. Who wants to call it? Bonnie?
Original screenplay.
I'm saying Barbie.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Yes, I agree. I'm going to go with Barbie on that one.
Ready for Holdovers?
The Holdovers was amazing. It's a very tight one between the two, but I just have a feeling that Barbie might slip in.
Not Critics' Choice. It's Barbie. It's Barbie for original and American fiction adapted.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hillary, it comes to you. The closer.
Well, can I say one thing before she closes?
Sure you can. Absolutely.
I just want to say shame on the Critics' Choice Association for not showing very much love for Ava DuVernay's origin.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I don't know. I just had to get that out.
Okay.
Enough.
Yeah, Angelina was phenomenal.
Cage.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw that in.
What's up? What's yours, Hillary?
I said, and for no love for Nicolas Cage.
Right.
Okay. But that's the nature of the game. Tell us about the Critics' Choice Awards Sunday night.
Okay, Sunday night, January 14th, Chelsea Handler is hosting our approximately 3-hour show where we award the absolute best in film and television. Chelsea is going to be an amazing host. She did it last year. She knows the ropes. She knows the drill. I don't know if it matters to the TV audience. It's going to be on the CW, but we're at a different venue that is kind of ripe for comedic jokes. It's an airplane hangar, you guys, in Santa Monica, California. We've been there before, not for a couple of years. We have some amazing honorees, Harrison Ford getting the Lifetime Achievement Award and America Ferrera getting the See Her Award. And I just think it's going to be a fantastic show. I want to urge everyone to watch it live And check your local listings for the CW. It's at 7 p.m. Eastern. And Canadians, please tell us where we can watch it in Canada.
Teri.
If you are in Southern Ontario, CHCH out of Hamilton, and depending on your cable package, KTLA, or what's the other one, Bob?
Also CW, but it's also under PIX, PIX.
Right. So a few options in Canada as well.
Does that mean that, Shawn, that people would have to make a choice in Kansas City whether to watch the football game or the?
No, our football game's on Saturday. We're good.
Oh, that's right too.
Our football game's Saturday, so Sunday's wide open. Watch, please watch.
Look at this.
It's gonna be fun. It's the year of the woman. So hopefully there's a lot of love in the room.
In the wire. Woo!
There's going to be a lot of pink in the room. That I guarantee you.
Yes.
I love pink.
Yes.
And Chelsea will have fun with the Barbie theme.
Yeah.
Good luck with the red carpet.
It's gonna be fun. It's always fun. It's always a fun show.
We'll be at home. I'm opening my wine. I'm good with you guys. Thank you so much for doing this. I knew
thank
it was
you.
going to be fun.
Thanks, Terry. Thanks for getting it together.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Hey, Tara.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, see you guys later. All right,
Nice
bye-bye.
Bye, Shawn.